Hey everyone, it's Connor from Koyfin. Today I'm going to highlight one of our latest releases, which is a new snapshot for funds called Exposure Snapshot. This will be available for ETFs, mutual funds, and closed-end funds in North America. These snapshots will add context for you as a user on the fund's equity and fixed income exposures and include asset allocation, country exposure, sector and industry breakdowns, maturity and credit quality breakdowns, and style boxes for those equity and fixed income buckets. Let's look at a few examples. First, I'm going to enter an ETF. You can do this in the search bar up at the top here, or alternatively, you can do it on the left-hand side navigation. I'll type in EZU, which is a Eurozone ETF by iShares, and I will open up the snapshots section here. So for those familiar with the snapshots for funds, we show you an overview which provides some holdings data as well as some key information. You also have this nice chart here that you can apply chart templates to, such as this one, which is ETF AUM over time. The description snapshot gives you a little bit more context and information. The holdings snapshot breaks down all of the holdings, the weights, the returns and contributions for the individual holdings as well as the sector and industry. And we have this nice scatter chart here as well. The dividend snapshot, fairly self-explanatory. And the new exposure snapshot breaks down a bunch of new things. So up here on the top left, we have equity and fixed income. Because EZU is an equity fund, the fixed income side of things is not going to populate much data. And we'll show you some examples of bond funds as well. So the equity fund data, which all of this data comes from Morningstar. Up here in the top left-hand side, we have asset allocation. This is primarily an equity ETF with a little bit of cash in there. Down here on the bottom left, we have regional and country exposure. As far as regions are concerned, it's predominantly Eurozone. If we flip this over to country, we can see that we have a big weighting in France. We have Italy, the Netherlands, and Germany in there as well. Over here on the right-hand side, we have the sector and industry breakdown. We can see that the Eurozone ETF is primarily financials, industrials, a little bit of infotech in there, and some consumer discretionary. And if we flip that over to industry, we can see the granularity broken down there as well. And if you hover over any of these segments, we're going to show you the information. As a side note, we do plan to clean up these labels a little bit in these pie charts. Up here in the top right-hand side, we have the equity style box, which is going to break down the market cap ranges from small to large, and then the themes from value through to growth. So EZU is primarily a large cap growth fund. If we put something else in there, such as VTI, which is a Vanguard total stock market fund, we can see similar information here, primarily US, predominantly equity. It's primarily large cap growth, and it has a little bit of small cap exposure in there, and information technology as its largest sector. If we want to see some bond data, let's go ahead and add in AGG, which is a US aggregate bond ETF. And we can see that the equity data is not populating here because there isn't any. So let's flip this over to fixed income. Now we break down a few different data sets. So here we have the fixed income type, largely government bonds with a little bit of securitized. And then we have some corporate there as well, small segments for cash and municipal bonds. Down here in the bottom left, we have primarily the United States as a region. Bottom right-hand side, we have maturity and credit quality. So as far as maturity is concerned, big chunk of 20 to 30-year bonds, a nice 21% stake in shorter-term bonds of 1 to 3 years. And then we break out the rest of that for you as well. As far as credit quality is concerned, this fund is largely AA rated, followed by BBB, A, and AAA. The fixed income style box identifies the core theme. So for AGG, we have medium credit quality with an intermediate maturity range. As I mentioned in the beginning, this covers ETF mutual funds and closed-end funds for North America. So that includes Canada as well. So if we want to take the BMO Corporate Bond Index from Canada, we can see this is primarily a corporate bond ETF, which is almost exclusively based in Canada. It's largely BBB rated. And if we flip over to maturity, we can see that there's a bigger chunk of shorter term bonds in here. So that just about does it for this video. Just wanted to highlight this new snapshot for you all. It was highly requested, so we're happy to push this out. As always, you can reach out to our help desk, which is help@koyfin.com. Our Twitter is @koyfincharts, or you can drop a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, thank you.